Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our channel, U.S. Immigration News. We hope you're doing great. Well, in today's video, we will be talking about Supreme Court decision overruling Chevron and its implication. So, to get all the information, pay attention, and watch the video through to the end, please hit like and subscribe, and don't forget to push the notification bell for upcoming episodes. So, without any further delay, let's jump into the video. In a significant turn of events, the Supreme Court's decision in Chevron has overturned decades of legal precedent regarding deference to agency interpretations of ambiguous regulations. This landmark ruling, encapsulated in Loper v. Bright, marks a pivotal shift towards judicial scrutiny rather than automatic deference, impacting various sectors, including immigration law. Background and context. Chevron, 1984, established the principle of deference, stipulating that courts should defer to an agency's interpretation of ambiguous regulations if Congress delegated authority to the agency and the interpretation was reasonable. This doctrine has been pivotal in shaping regulatory implementation across numerous federal agencies, including the United States Citizenship and Immigration Services, USCIS. The Loper v. Bright decision. Loper v. Bright overturned the foundational principles of Chevron, asserting that courts should no longer reflexively defer to agency interpretations. Instead, the court introduced a new two-part test. Congressional delegation. Whether Congress explicitly granted authority to the agency to make decisions within the scope of the regulatory framework. Reasonableness of agency decision. Whether the agency's interpretation of the regulation is reasonable under the circumstances. This shift has profound implications, especially in immigration law, where statutory provisions often intersect with complex regulatory frameworks. For instance, USCIS has historically relied on Chevron deference in interpreting regulations governing visa categories, such as O&P visas for individuals with extraordinary abilities. Impact on immigration law. Under the previous Chevron framework, USCIS enjoyed broad deference in interpreting its own regulations. This led to situations where courts upheld USCIS decisions even if they were controversial or perceived as inconsistent with the spirit of immigration laws. With Loper v. Bright, however, the landscape has fundamentally changed. Judicial scrutiny. Immigration lawyers now have the opportunity to challenge USCIS decisions more effectively in court. Previously, unfavorable decisions based on USCIS interpretations were difficult to overturn due to Chevron deference. Transparency and accountability. The ruling promotes greater transparency in administrative decision-making. USCIS must now justify its interpretations based on the new Loper v. Bright standards of congressional delegation and reasonableness. Legal strategy adjustments. Lawyers can now adopt strategies that emphasize judicial review rather than reliance on agency deference. This shift may lead to more nuanced arguments in immigration cases, focusing on statutory intent and legal precedent rather than administrative discretion. Recent developments and future outlook. Recent rulings and policy shifts, such as the case of Tushar v. U.S., underscore the evolving landscape of immigration law enforcement. The decision against prosecuting students, misled by a fake university, highlights ongoing challenges and ethical considerations within the immigration enforcement framework. The Supreme Court's decision in Loper v. Bright marks a critical juncture in administrative law, particularly affecting immigration policies and practices. By overturning Chevron's deference doctrine, the court has empowered Chevron's deference doctrine. The court has empowered courts to play a more active role in scrutinizing agency interpretations. This shift towards judicial oversight promises increased accountability and clearer legal standards in the implementation of immigration regulations, shaping the future of immigration law and policy in the United States. That is all for today in this video. What are your thoughts on this? Please let us know in the comments section below. Thanks for watching the entire video. Hopefully, the information is useful to you. See you later in the next video. Till then, take care.
Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel US Immigration News. We hope you're doing great. Well, in today's video, we'll be talking about Supreme Court decision overruling Chevron and its implications. The Supreme Court's landmark decision in Loper v. Bright has reshaped administrative law by overturning the long-standing Chevron doctrine, which previously mandated deference to agency interpretations of ambiguous regulations. Established in 1984, Chevron allowed agencies like the USCIS broad discretion in interpreting their own regulations provided such interpretations were deemed reasonable. In Loper v. Bright, the court introduced a new paradigm requiring courts to independently assess agency interpretations through a two-part test. Congressional delegation courts must determine whether Congress explicitly authorized the agency to make decisions within the regulatory framework. Reasonableness of agency decision. Agencies must justify their interpretations as reasonable under the circumstances. This decision carries profound implications, particularly within the immigration law, where USCIS has historically relied on Chevron deference to implement regulation governing visa categories such as O and P visas for individuals with extraordinary abilities. Under Chevron, courts typically defer to USCIS interpretations, even if controversial or seemingly inconsistent with immigration statutes. With Loper v. Bright, however, USCIS and other agencies face heightened scrutiny. This shift empowers immigration lawyers to challenge agency decisions more effectively in court, prompting transparency and accountability in administrative practices. Legal strategies will likely to evolve to emphasize statutory intent and judicial review over deference to agency discretion, potentially leading to more nuanced arguments and outcomes in immigration cases. Recent developments such as the Tushar v. US case exposing ethical issues in immigrant enforcement underscore the evolving landscape where judicial oversight plays a pivotal role. Moving forward, Loper v. Bright promises to redefine the balance of power between agencies and courts, shaping clearer legal standards and enhancing accountability in the implementation of immigration policies across the US.